So this is going to be a short review, not because I didn't like the movie, but because it's another film that I really don't want to talk too much about in terms of spoiling, because it's a film I had been really looking forward to, and I saw the trailer, and I wasn't really sure what to expect, and what I saw was not what I expected, but it blew me away. And I love it when a film is not what I expect. Also, don't read the Wikipedia because it is detailed and it will spoil the whole movie for you. Somebody really filled in this one. And I'm sorry, I didn't even say the film. It's Barry Jenkins' Moonlight. It came out a few weeks ago in limited and is in wide release right now through A24, I think. It's kind of a coming of age story, but what it is you see him as a child and as a teenager and as an adult, and how certain things in when he was a child, when he was a teenager affect who he is as an adult. That's the basic plot. I don't really want to go any further with the plot because I don't want to spoil anything. And it is plot heavy in that certain events happen that affect him, much like in your life, certain events happen that affect you. But it's also very character driven, very, very character driven. And so you have the main character is played, I'm getting down here, played obviously, so there's two characters that are played by three actors, because they're kids, and then they're teenagers, and then they're adults. And the adult versions are Trevante, Rhodes, and André, Holland. André Holland is one of my favorite actors. I discovered him on The Nick, even though I guess he'd been on a few TV shows that I hadn't watched prior to that. He's fantastic on The Nick. He's really actually the best thing about The Nick. And Clive Owen is great on The Nick, but André Holland is really the best thing about The Nick. And I miss that he's not on my TV every Sunday anymore. He was also in Ava DuVernay's Selma, playing Andrew Young. He's great. And what's so wonderful about this film is the cinematography is beautiful. And a lot of it was done in color timing. There's a great IndieWire article about the color timing in this film. But if you know anything about the history of photography, you'll know that photography was not designed to capture the pigmentation of black skin, of darker skin. Photography was designed for pale-ass people like me, and the science behind it was so that a pale person like me would show up. And so digital is helping correct sort of the racist history of photography to make it so you can actually beautifully photograph non-white people. And I felt this was some of the best cinematography I have ever seen in doing that. And like in The Nick, there's this yellow haze through most of it, and that's because it's set in the turn of the century, so there's lots of candles and things, and so you never really get to see André Holland lit all that well. He's also wearing like lots of costumes, and in this he's got like the costuming just makes his face pop, and then the lighting and the color timing on it. There's a scene where he's like shot standing by a wall, and it's basically pornography. It's just beautiful, and you can really see the care that was taken to photograph the black bodies of all of the characters in this film, but especially towards the end. There's just some beautiful like panning movements of like muscles and things that was just wonderful. And then you've got, so performance-wise, then you've got Janelle Monáe, who is only in for a handful of scenes, but she like knocks it out of the park. You have Naomie Harris as the mother, and she has a scene towards the end where she does not get an Oscar nomination for that scene alone. Fuck everybody. And then I think for me, the MVP of the film was, I'm going to say his name totally wrong, Mahershala Ali, who was an actor that I've loved for about 10 years because I was really obsessed with the 4400. I have every season of the 4400 on DVD. That damn show needed a 5th season. It was supposed to end after the 5th season. The writer's strike came in. 4th season ends in a cliffhanger. I'm still pissed about it. He was the best thing on the 4400. He was so good. And he's done a lot since then. Obviously, he's House of Cards and The Hunger Games and all kinds of stuff. Um, but he is so good in this film, and like both Janelle Monáe and Naomie Harris, very brief, because this film is really about the kid, and so the kid, the various iterations of the kid take up the bulk of the film. But the three of them have brief scenes that are so well done that you're like, this is what all movie acting should be. Like, if all movie acting was this good, people wouldn't, you'd be like, ugh, the movies. They would be like, oh my God, because it's so good that you're taken to another place. So I really would like to see both Naomie Harris and Mahershala Ali get some Oscar nominations out of this, because they, of all the movies I've seen this year, this is the best acting I've seen all year. And it's so good because it doesn't feel like acting. You just feel like you're watching these people. It's amazing. This film also had, I'm going to do one slight spoiler. This film also had a scene set in a diner. And one thing that I always have in pretty much every screenplay I've ever written is a scene in a diner. I love diners. I love diner scenes. I love emotionally charged diner scenes. And this was a really, really emotionally charged diner scene. And it was done so well. I was like, I don't think I can ever write a diner scene ever again, because this diner scene is the best diner scene of all diner scenes. So to end everything, I just want to say that André Holland is the ideal, and you should all try to be him because he's beautiful. So this film was written and directed by Barry Jenkins, and it's based on a story by Terrell Alvin McRaney. It is in theaters right now. It is wide across the United States, I believe. You should 110% go see it. It should be a big player at the Oscars this year. If it's not, it'll be for a big player at the Indie Spirits for sure. But it really should be a big player just everywhere. It's such a great film. Such a great film. Again, this is Barry Jenkins' Moonlight from 2016.